And welcome back to the final video of Parasite Eve. Unless I do the Chrysler Building. Aya, please, I need to give you... Forget it, she's signed off already.
This is the most badass thing a woman has ever done! So it was you, Maya. That must be the name of my host. Let me guess. Your sister? You have the ability to evolve. Why take the side of a doomed species? Humans aren't doomed. If my mitochondria has the ability to evolve, it'll evolve to get rid of you. I love that sense of humor of yours, girl. Why is it that humans kill? Humans kill other creatures, and they even kill their own kind. We have our reasons, and you sure are good enough reason for us to kill. All organisms have something called a territory. This territory is guarded from natural enemies. But until now, humans had no such natural enemy. That is what has allowed them to prosper to this point. You beings must think of your prosperity as history, but you're wrong. We mitochondria have lived within the human being and have allowed you to prosper. What? We mitochondria have made you create the perfect environment for us. Humans have come to rely on civilization and have lost touch with innate physical abilities. Can't you see that it's the perfect scenario? What? Then you're saying that humans were kept alive for the mitochondria's sake? You humans just served as transportation vehicles for us. What do you mean? Vehicles to transport us to the time the mitochondria would become free again. But you see, the vehicle is no longer needed anymore. From now on, the mitochondria will become human beings, and we will rule this earth.
Oh yeah! Time to battle Eve! Damn it, she got the first hit in! What the hell? I don't remember how I defeated her originally, but this time around, we're using the cheat. And one of the items that I have on my armor is an auto heal, which I think we might have just used.
I'll give you your points for trying. But enough of this nonsense. Watch and learn what evolution really means.
After all the people lost, everything we've been through for the past week, this is our final showdown. Finally time to take sweet, sweet revenge against Eve.
I don't understand. No! You can't be our natural enemy! No! There must have been some mitochondria that underwent a different type of evolution. Think about it, Eve.
Oh yeah, come on!
Aya, what's wrong?
You were great! Figures only my partner would be able to pull off something like that.
Yes, I'm glad to see that you're safe. I do enjoy this more toned down version of the battle theme. It's pretty cool. None of these people are saying anything interesting. I just cut Daniel asking why Eve attacked the Statue of Liberty or chose to do it at the Statue of Liberty, whatever. And Maida went on about some bullshit about the symbolism of the ocean and it being the mother of life or some shit like that. I don't know. The next bits of dialogue aren't important to the story at all, and I don't feel like reading it. I know there will be some dialogue I'm still going to have to read as we go through it, but this next little bit I know doesn't serve any purpose, so I decided not to even bother. I actually went in a fit of rage when I saw Maida start explaining this shit, because I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Another long-winded explanation. And if you watch the way the cutscenes go in my videos, they go pretty quick. But these things have taken a whole lot of time and effort to edit on my part. I had to leave the dialogue bubbles up for a while so that both me and that friend of mine had time to actually read them. And yeah, Wayne's here. He showed up. They're just giving Aya the congratulations. He also notices something's wrong with her. He thinks she's just in shock. My guess is she knows something else is up. I mean, Eve was pregnant after all. We never saw what happened to that baby, so... Spoiler alert for a game that's 20 years old? 21 years old? Yeah, 21. Damn, if I'd finished this in the year that I recorded it, I would have had this LP as kind of a celebration for its 20-year anniversary, but nope, I failed! Wayne will also let you store stuff with him here. Why you would want to do that, you're not going to pick up any other items the rest of the way, so I don't really know what the purpose is in that. You can also engrave your gun, and I believe your armor, which I must have cut. The armor part. That basically means that in a New Game Plus mode, you can carry over your weapons. Or one weapon and one piece of armor. And I may have given the weapon and armor inappropriate names, referring to parts of Aya's body. But we're not going to go into that right now. Instead, we're going to go through this door and hope to God I can edit the crap out of this next cutscene.
Some Christmas, huh?
Tell me about it.
Sorry we're late. We couldn't approach the creature without confirmation of its death. Your help was greatly appreciated. Please rest inside.
What's going on?
What? What is it? You're scaring me.
That huge creature that mitochondria was creating was... It couldn't have been the uterus for the ultimate being. No!
You've got to be kidding!
What the hell is that?
That's the ultimate being.
What are these explosions?
The mitochondrial energy must be out of control! We will escape by helicopter. Please, follow me!
Guess all we can do for now is run! Daniel, away! Oh yeah, come on!
Aya, what's wrong?
I had to take care of this.
Oh yeah, no!
Don't worry about me. I'll be back.
Aya, wait! I have something for you.
Cut out with this voodoo crap, man!
No, Daniel, please! This is important! Hurry up!
You two should go, now.
Oh yeah, you're coming back no matter what, you hear?
It's you or me. Who's it gonna be, the one to make it through? That's the question. I think the question is, am I now a baby killer?
This seems like a perfect argument for birth control. And people wonder why I don't want kids, ever.
Is it growing? What's happening? They grow so fast.
As you can see, we are going to have several phases for this fight. That sound just creeps me out.
This is the mature being? It's still growing. No, wait. Is it still evolving? I know you want to continue living. You have been alive for like 10 minutes. After all, you were just born, but I want to live too, like all the other human beings.
Damn, there's no end to this!
If only we could get this to Aya.
What are those?
They're bullets with Aya's cells in them. 'Cause why not?
So that's what you were trying to give her!
Well, yeah, you should have listened to me, you black bastard. But now it's too late. There's nothing we can do.
Give them to me, stupid! Racist! Fucker! Daniel, away!
Daniel! This is from Maida?
Do you remember that crappy gun Maida gave us in the museum? Well, now it's useful. It's the only gun that will fire these bullets, so even though I used a cheat weapon on my replay to get through this LP, we have to actually do this fight legit.
Daniel! Oh my god! There's gotta be something on the cruiser to get rid of this.
Yep, get to moving, because Aya doesn't exactly move quickly. And this is only the second that I can remember instant death moments in the game. It doesn't matter, We don't have time for that, Aya. Let's go. And I don't even think there's a phone where you can save your game. There is a day 6 message where I think you can save your game. I cut it from the video. If this thing catches you, you're dead. This is actually pretty intense. I really like the music, which I'm talking over during this section. It's really, really fitting. And this is the last thing we have to do. Besides deal with some more cutscenes. I like how it seems to be speeding up a little bit too. Oh my Jesus. I don't remember what we have to do over here. We gotta do something over here. We might be triggering a self-destruct or something. There we go. Alright, game. Anytime you wanna... Thank you. Let's get to moving again, because this thing is not done chasing me. Caught up to us pretty quickly, though. I say that I'm, like, far ahead. Run, Aya, run! I like how you actually hear it coming through the door. So stressful. Come on! It's finally over.
I don't understand. Why do I have this power?
It's because a part of Maya is inside of you.
What?
When your mother and sister died, they transplanted a part of Maya into you.
Into me?
You may not remember this, you were only 7 at the time, but you were born with a defect in your right eye. Maya's cornea was transplanted into your right eye. Why you wouldn't know that we would, I don't know. Any excuse to have you not talk.
My right eye? Then what I saw when I touched Eve was... That was Maya's last memory? That was the last thing that she ever saw?
As for the mitochondria that was in your body, I think it underwent a different evolutionary change than Eve, by living symbiotically with your mitochondria. It still possessed Eve's power, but it evolved to the point where it could live symbiotically with your nucleus.
Me and Maya, our mitochondrial power.
Look, the sun's coming up.
We've got one additional scene here. I'm not reading for it. It's just kind of, well, an end scene, basically. We're not going to see any of these characters again, except Aya in the second game, but I don't think I'm going to play that. They're just at that theater that we were at the start of the game. Ben, Daniel, Aya, and Maida, and they're going to go watch play because for some reason they've decided to put on this play again. I'm not really sure why everyone's deciding to do that. I'm not putting any background sounds in it this time, which is unfortunate. I think this game really lacks a lot of background audio. If you notice in the first video, I put some sounds of traffic since they're outside, and then some sounds of the crowd when they're inside, because it seems like that's something you should have heard. Then some office sounds when we're in the police station. They're basically going to see the play. Just to summarize it for anyone visually impaired, Maeda here is just getting brave enough to sit by Aya. He's very reserved and shy, and he likes her. And you'll see what happens here in just a second. And if you're visually impaired, then I'm going to tell you what happened as soon as it happens. But I guess they're going to talk for a bit first. Fantastic. I was hoping this would be a really quick bit of commentary for me, but apparently not. Oh yeah, he's just trying to get up the nerve to take her hand or something. I forget. I've never actually read any of this. I just kind of know the gist of it. Yeah. Yeah, Ben just pushed Maeda out of the way. He's such a pussy. He got punked by an 8-year-old. I want to say I would feel bad for Maeda, but if he's that much of a punk to get beaten by a kid, then I can't help you. That's basically it. There's going to be a bit of the play, which I'll let run out, and one scene at the end, which I'll talk about when we get to the end credits. And that's it. Parasite Eve is done. I do apologize for not reading out all the dialogue for the end of that, or that last scene, but I didn't want to. It was just going to be a lot of work, and I put enough effort into this already. That's it. Parasite Eve done. I think that last scene there, and for those who can't see very well, everybody starts wigging out. It looks like what's happening at the beginning of the game in that theater's about to start happening again, and it all goes back to normal. I'm not sure if Aya was just sensing a problem with her mitochondria or if she was dreaming that or just I'm not sure what happened. I'm guessing that sets up Parasite Eve 2 why she doesn't have all her abilities in that game because in that game she's locked all her abilities away so she can't access them. Which kind of makes sense a little bit if you think about it if she's worried that people are going to burn just by being around her, I could see her wanting to try to stop that. I've decided I'm not going to do the Chrysler building ending because it doesn't completely contradict this ending, but kind of does in a way, I guess. I'm not really sure, but it contradicts Parasite Eve 2, so we're just not going there. Anyways, as we do in all my walkthroughs, let's plays whenever I finish one. Victory sip! Woohoo! Took a long time. This was a lot of work, and this is a lot of why I have not done much in terms of videos in the last few months. If I put effort into editing a video, I basically wanted to put effort into making these so I could finish this LP because I have said several times I completed this last May, and we're now in April 2018. So I wanted to get this done, and we just barely made it. Assuming everything in the video editing and uploading goes properly, then we'll be good with that. So thank you all very much for watching. If you stuck with me through this journey, not well, then I'm just talking to nobody. Thoughts on the game? The game was a lot of fun to play. It was just a lot of work to edit. This was easily my least favorite LP to do because the editing was a lot of work. But the game itself was a lot of fun. If you can find it on PSN or a used PS1 copy, it's definitely worth playing. I did enjoy it quite a bit. It's just there was a lot of dialogue I did not like. I really wish they had trimmed the dialogue quite a bit. And I did cut a lot of it from the conversations just to save editing time on my part. Plus, it was just stuff that wasn't really useful to the story. Aya as a character, I like her. I would like to have seen more of her. But at the same time, I don't like the way she's written. I was thinking about this earlier today. I don't mind that she doesn't talk that much. As much as I did before, I still think it's a problem because I want my main character talking and having a strong presence in the story. But if she's naturally just a shy, not very talkative, even submissive person, then I'm okay with that. And I don't mean submissive in a sexual way. Although apparently there are people that have some really fucked up fetishes when it comes to Aya. Trying to find that video, that picture that I used for a couple of videos back for the thumbnail in the very end of that video with Aya in the bikini, came across some really fucked up pictures. Apparently there are people that would not mind raping Aya, which is just fucked up. I'm just glad she's a fictional character, because goddamn. But anyways, fucked up people aside, I don't mind if she's just a quiet person. That's entirely possible. But when she does talk, a lot of times she's just repeating what somebody else just said, but in the form of a question, just leading to them giving more and more explanations, which I found really irritating. So I don't like the way the dialogue was written for that. I think instead of focusing on trying to make this all like a movie with all the dialogue, they should have just kept the story kind of bare bones, have a little bit of character development for each character, let you know a little bit of their backstory. I still don't get why Aya wouldn't remember that she had a problem with her eye when she was a kid. I know remembering things from when you were 7 and under is kind of difficult and you might not remember much, but even I remember a few things from then. You'd think that's something that you would remember very vividly. But I don't know. I don't like the way she's written. Even if she doesn't talk much, I would have rather her just said comments or said things whenever it was appropriate rather than just asking questions all the time. And I don't mind asking questions. This scenario would cause anybody to ask several questions, but just to repeat what somebody said in the form of a question, I don't like that. But otherwise, the game itself was a lot of fun. I'd give the game a solid 7 out of 10, which is pretty good. My rating system is a little different than most people's. I think a 7 out of 10 is good. I did really enjoy the game from what I remember. Not so much the second time around since I had to replay it right away, but, overall it's a solid game. I've learned one thing from this. Unless they can come up with a different way of doing it, I am never, ever, ever doing a game without voice acting ever again on my channel. And I'd really like to do Parasite Eve 2, but not doing it. Just no. Not unless somebody else wants to edit the dialogue for me and record the dialogue for me. No. Oh, and by the way, a special thanks to that friend of mine who helped me out a lot by reading Aya's parts, and that could be taken sexually. And it was meant sexually. Oh, yeah. Now I'm guessing she's going to smack me next time she sees me. Anyways, reading all the female lines of dialogue. How about that? There we go. That can't be taken in the wrong way. Anyways, seriously, if you're watching this, I do really appreciate it. I'm sure I'm going to text you afterwards just to say thank you, but it does mean a lot to me. I really have been wanting to do this LP for a long time. I think since like 2013, I've been wanting to do this. So without you, I would not have been able to do this LP. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Simple words can't actually express my thanks. And speaking of thanks, thank you to anybody who watched this, stuck with it all the way through. Bless you, because this wasn't one of my best LPs, but good enough, I guess. The voice acting was terrible, but we're not professional voice actors, so what do you expect? And we didn't do several takes. It was all one go. At least my part was. I'm assuming hers was too, because we both work, and who's going to put the time and effort into doing that? Well, anyways, that's it for this LP. I had something else I was going to talk about and completely forgot, but it looks like we're at the end of the credits anyway, so that'll work. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in whatever I do next, which will probably be more Evil Within.